guys. This week, I think I've missed you more than ever. We cannot wait till we get to be back in person together, but I'm so glad, and we are so glad that you get to join us tonight online. It's going to be an awesome night.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have some pretty cool things coming up this week as well. Andrew, what do we have?
Definitely. So we have the Milk Bar open Tuesdays.
So good.
4
How good
o'clock.
is the Milk Bar?
It's awesome. Now, we've been dreaming about what this looks like when we get to meet again, and maybe the Milk Bar is going to continue. I really like it.
Continue.
But we would love to host the Milk Bar at your house. So if you're keen, can you send us a message on Instagram? We would love to host it at your house. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we'll bring you a free milkshake too.
Yeah,
So,
milkshake of your choice,
yeah,
whatever you want.
The Milk Bar's open.
And now we have an awesome program. I hope you enjoy it. Let's head to what's next. G'day Lifegate Youth. It is Justin and I am Joel. We couldn't afford the real Joel due to budget cuts, so I've decided to fill his place. So we have Justin, who is a samurai. I am a Viking. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a name brand versus no name brand challenge.
It's a very generic challenge.
That's it. So we've got some items for each other. We haven't seen each other's items. And so we're gonna put a blindfold on and we're gonna see whether we can tell which is the name brand, which is the no name brand. So
I don't know if this blindfold will fit. I haven't exactly tested it out because I've got a forehead that goes on for centuries.
Put it on.
But let's go. Let's see how it
I'll
works.
get the first one ready. So
does it fit? Ladies and gentlemen, the forehead is small enough for this blindfold.
We'll start off. So we have one of these is the OG Coke, and the other one is no brand cola. I hope these aren't like.
Little known fact about Justin: I hate Coke. Absolutely hate it. It's the one soft drink I won't drink. But for you kids, I will break that rule.
That is a dirty lie. That is almost as dirty as Coke itself.
Yeah, look, I would rather not put poison into my system, but hey, let's keep rolling with it anyway.
I love a bit of toilet cleaner in the morning.
Yeah, it's fashion good old breakfast. If you don't
How much
have
am I
toilet
giving
cleaner
you?
with
Just
your
a little
breakfast,
bit? I guess so. I guess a little bit. Otherwise it makes it too easy, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Alright, so I've got one and the other.
Whoa, that sounds like it's gonna be some problems.
That's the problem. You gotta spend like a minute just waiting for the bubbles to subside.
See, I like to compare this to a volcano. I don't know why. Only because it goes, but volcanoes are pretty cool. Except when they're going off and you're near one. You don't want to be near a volcano when it's erupting. So, there you go.
This is the first one.
I'm going to say that's generic.
Alright, and this is the second one.
I want to say the first one was generic, this is Coke.
Wrong. So the first one was Coke, the second one was the Woolies Cola.
Oh, the Woolies Cola is better. Coke can... no, stuff off Coke.
Alright.
You had one job, Coke, and you failed at that. You can't even beat the generic
Alright, I'll
brand.
put my blindfold on. Do you want to get the first item ready?
So...
But do I really need a blindfold, or can I just take my glasses off? It's basically the same thing.
Spoon. Alright, we'll come back to that one.
I should have taken my glasses off. This really hurts me.
Alright, if you don't get this one, you are not a true Australian.
I'm not looking.
You're not a true Australian. Every Australian knows that if you offend this brand, you...
I think I have an idea.
You are not Australian. You can insult Australians a lot of ways, but I mean, you can't insult Australians a lot of ways. You can call them a lot of names under the sun. But when you do this, if you insult this, it's wrong.
Oh, so we got.
That's,
Are you one at a time or?
whichever.
All right.
There's a visual difference.
Yeah. This is the Tim Tam, and this is the no brand Tim Tam.
That'd be correct. Yeah, that's rather.
What?
Oh, there goes the glasses. That gravity, just not a fan of
I
gravity.
mean, that's a hard one. They even
that.
like texturally feel different.
Yeah.
So
So you could have sort of felt it from the top, but
yeah.
oh well. Anyway, down goes the blindfold. Let's see if it works. Did not work. Gravity was not with me then. So we'll just do this.
So we have some Smith's original crinkle cut chips versus Woolies no brand crinkle cut chips. All right. So there is.
I feel like I'm missing the bag completely. Nope, that's a leak.
So take one chip from that.
That feels smithy.
And then one chip from there. What?
That also feels smithy. We have a problem here, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're both Smiths.
Are they actually?
No.
Okay. Random
Which
stuff
one?
in the dark.
Number one or number
Let's
two?
go number two. Pick number two, my lord.
Yeah, number 2 is the Smiths. And number 1 is another iconic rock band.
If anyone got the reference, but I know it's pick number 3, my lord, and he does too, but we have to sort of change the roles around.
Alright, next up.
Alright.
Oh,
The classic Australian lunchbox. Never. Well, if you didn't grow up, you didn't have a true childhood if you didn't have a division of these in your lunchbox. It was.
a division of these.
I know it's not the right word, but we're rocking with it because it was the first word that came to mind. And that's how we do things here in Australia. Oh, come on.
What?
Oh, I won the wish.
What?
You're gonna. This game is rotten. This is ridiculous.
Alright. So I'm
What?
guessing one is. One is the
I'm gonna
shape.
get a picture for everyone. So one's generic, one's not. Look, can you tell the difference?
One is like jumbo size.
All right, now to Andrew. Don't even need a taste. Which one's the brand?
Let's have a smell first.
Get a good whiff in.
Are they both the same flavour?
Yeah, they're both chicken. The summarize. I'm calling unfair challenge on this one. Use the force. Do not perceive with your eyes.
Was it number 2?
Which one was number 2? Yeah,
The
yeah.
big one?
Yeah. No, number 2 was the branded. So what?
To be fair, if it wasn't for the size, they were very subtly different. They did, like, you can try them. They do taste quite similar.
No.
Nah?
Big difference.
Alright, there we go.
That's the
Alright,
amount of salt.
alright, last one. So what's that? That's 2-1 so far. So put them on.
Yeah, that's 2-1.
So we got some snakes, some snake lollies here.
I'm calling bit of with the different sizes. So, but hey, it's just a game. I'm not mad. It's just a challenge.
Just
Not
proves
bad.
Viking is better at winning, clearly not better at opening lollies.
I would
Alright,
say Vikings.
so reach in and grab one of those
Pizza.
snakes.
Hello, you. What's your name? You gotta get the weight of it.
Gonna eat one of these while I wait.
Feels too heavy to be branded.
Alright. Here's the second one. What?
Well, hello. Oh, the scale. I can feel scales on this one. No scales on that one. See, this is how proper people do it. All I can feel are eyes on this one. No scales. But this one has scales. But would that be thinking way too much into it? We're going to go with this as the brand.
Is that the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't even need to taste it.
All
That's
right.
how samurais do it.
So last one, alright. Blindfold on. What do we got?
What is in store for you today is
Sounds like cereal.
it is that we got Courtney Hancock coming at you live today. So
What's Courtney
a
Hancock?
person that's really good at swimming or something, or like beach stuff.
Beach stuff.
I know. Narrows it down
Wow.
amazingly.
That's deep, man. He's good at beach stuff.
Alright,
Alright.
so this is good.
Now this is going to be like slightly harder because usually you'd have these with milk, but
No, it's not. This is
is it a size thing again?
no, not at all. Don't feel the shape of it. Just put it in your mouth. And
Oh, that's classic.
let's go over to the camera again. So let's get a good looking one. Always pick the good looking ones.
So
So this is the regular. Yep, normal little size. This has little crinkle things. Is like a bigger 8 or something that with a little extra head.
all right, let's do it. So first one up. It's the first one. I'm gonna go number 2.
Yeah, number 2 was the brand.
Now, shape alone, they do taste. I mean, they might taste different in milk, but they
Shape alone, they taste different. Yeah, remember how you feel the taste. This tastes good.
no. But even the feel of the Nutrigrain, right? Nutrigrain is uniquely like sticky, like it sticks to your fingers.
Let's see if we can work with gravity on this one. We got
Like,
assuming
as
not
in
too
just-
much time left.
I don't mean like See, it's just uniquely sticky. So.
and this one. Let's go
Cool.
with gravity.
All right. So what's that? 3-2.
Yeah, because
3-2. Vikings are the best. There you go.
we got
Let's
no-
head to what's next.
Nah, this was an
Susan.
unfair challenge.
Wow, Joel and Justin, how funny and creative was that? And now we have something very special. We have our next hot seat. We're talking about relationships tonight. And I thought, who better to talk about relationships with than my wife, Christy.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Christy, welcome to the hot seat. How's the temperature?
Oh, super hot. Just
Yeah,
optimum 10.
awesome, great. So we're going to be talking about relationships.
Yeah.
So first of all, what are we talking about when we say relationships?
Alright, so tonight we're going to talk about a little bit of all relationships. So dating, friendships, family. We're going to cover a little bit of everything. So I hope that in these next 10-15 minutes you guys can get something out of this that helps you to feel like you can find purpose in your relationships.
Great. So which one do we want to tackle first?
Should we tackle the big dating?
The big dating?
The big date?
Yeah?
Look, really,
Awesome.
we know that this is the one that you guys are super keen for.
Yeah.
Whether you're single,
Especially Aiden. Aiden is loving this right now.
Aiden, you're going to have a future girlfriend.
Yeah.
And you're
We're
going
going to teach you. We're going to teach you. Don't worry. Take some notes. You might want to write something down.
So Andrew, what has dating relationships looked like for you?
Well, currently I get to date a pretty amazing woman, my wife. But when I was, I guess, single, how did we start dating?
We met at a youth camp called Drastic that some of you guys know, and we hung out pretty much an entire night because we were dealing with a situation in a hospital, so it was pretty intense the way that we met.
We were sitting in a hospital all night chatting, getting to know each other. So if you want a great first date idea,
go to a hospital.
Yeah.
Don't go to a hospital. But I feel like we started our dating relationship pretty quickly, so we didn't really know each other beforehand. We weren't super good friends, and then that turned into a dating relationship. We met, we thought, hey, he's a pretty cool guy, and he asked me out on a date, and so that was the start of our relationship. And I think that the first couple months of our relationship, we were definitely just getting to know each other as friends, which is an awesome place to start. If you guys aren't sure of how to start a dating relationship, find out if you want to be friends with the person before you date them, because, I mean, if you're dating someone and you don't like them as a friend, that's not going to be a very good dating relationship.
And if you're friends with someone right now and you like them, even though people go, oh, it's awkward, you can't date your friends, whatever, I think that's a really beautiful place to start. So if you can get over being their friend and actually just tell them how you feel, that's a great place to start.
Yeah, and I think for me, like, how old was I? I was 18 when we first started dating. And I had finished school, I was first year uni, and for me, starting to date Andrew was actually really cool because I was in a place where I was like, hey, actually, I could probably look at getting married to Andrew one day, because I was in a place where I was done with school, I was an adult, I was kind of starting to look at the future of my life. And now most people consider that still pretty young. But if I had met Andrew when I was in school, I think I would have first of all, Andrew's 4.5 years older than that with me. So that would have been really weird, dating in school a guy that was like 21, 22. But I think that dating outside of school really means that you get to see how a relationship could be serious for the future. Now, that doesn't mean you have to get married to your boyfriend or girlfriend the next day after you meet them, but it's always cool to start to have that purpose and that intention of, hey, if I'm dating someone, I could potentially see myself getting married to them or spending the rest of my life with them. Because what's the point of just having a relationship where you're just dating, like, for the fun of it? People get hurt, you break up, it hurts you, it hurts them, it scars you for your future relationships because you've had this bad experience. So now you can't always avoid breaking up with someone, but like, I think when we started dating, we really were like, hey, I see a potential future in you and would love to explore that.
And that's usually one of the biggest frustration in romantic relationships is different expectations, but also usually it's not about too much commitment. It's usually about a lack of commitment that people are like, oh, I don't know, and the other person's going like, come on, like, I'm serious about you, like, get your act together.
Yeah.
And so that's how we can have purpose in our relationships, is that going into it understanding that either 3 situations could happen, usually 2, but we'll go with 3 as well. So the first one is you get married eventually, you break up is the second, or the third, one of you dies. Now, we hope that the third one doesn't happen, so we're going to stick with the first 2. So now, what does that look like? Well, firstly, I know couples that they'll date for like 10 years and they're like, oh yeah, I'm not really sure if I want to get married to that person. And I'm like, are you joking?
Spent 10 years.
You've spent like a decade together. That's like almost all of some of your life. Now, so my rule, and it might be different for everyone, is that after 12 months of dating someone, you should be pretty confident whether you want to marry them or not. Now, that doesn't mean you go straight down to, Vegas and get married right then.
That doesn't mean you're ready to get married then, but it should be that you're actually like, hey, I could see a future with this person.
See the ability to marry them in the future.
Yeah. Now, we're talking about marriage a lot, and you guys might be freaking out because you're like, oh, I'm 13 or 14. Like, I can't imagine getting married. But that's okay. Like, I think one of the things we want to emphasize is that by having purpose in your relationships, you are actually able to take a step back from the, oh, I like them, or that person likes me, and the drama of it that sometimes can happen in high school. Trust me, both Andrew and I liked and had people like us, and we were totally involved in all that drama at school as well, and we know what it feels like. But those relationships don't have purpose. They are kind of for fun. They're like, whatever, yeah, I like you, you like me. But we're talking about relationships where you are trying to find a person that you know that you can trust, that will honor you, that will respect you, that will speak life into you, that will help you to grow. Relationships that have purpose, that are bigger than just, I like you because you're pretty.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So just taking another question there, but when it comes to having a romantic relationship with purpose, what does that look like on the day-to-day? Because we don't just stay in love, like we fall in love, but we don't just stay in love. And how do we keep, I guess, the love alive, so to speak?
I think for Andrew and I, it's definitely just having fun together. It's being each other's best friend. It's going on cute adventures and dates and things like that, but also just knowing what's going on in each other's world and being a support for each other. Andrew and I pray for each other heaps. We journey in our relationship with God together, and we really enjoy being able to just grow as people together.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to our relationships, they require purpose in a lot of different ways because, as I said, we fall in love, but we don't just stay in love. But also, when you really get to know someone, like think about one of your best friends. I'm sure, like, you love them, right? But I'm sure there's something that they do that just bugs you or frustrates you.
I have so many things that bug me about you.
Now imagine when you're spending 80 years with that person, right? There's going to be things that annoy you. And also for me, right? I can be super stubborn at times. Christy can be super stubborn at times.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we just get frustrated with each other, right? Now, we still love each other and we're still trying to have purpose in our relationship together, but it's not going to be a perfect fairy tale ending, right? Because life is real, emotions are messy, and so maybe that's an unrealistic expectation that we need to look at. So maybe that's a question for you. What expectations do you have about a significant other? Do you have a checklist of what you'd like them to be? Because there's a few things you can focus on, like, do they love God? Do they treat you well, or do they make you feel worthless or bad about yourselves? Do they respect you and value what you value? Those kind of things.
Yeah.
But, the 6'5", blue eyes, blonde hair, ripped guns, tanned like the Sahara Desert.
Probably not real.
Probably not realistic.
Yeah. Now, taking a step back from romantic relationships, I know you guys might be like, I don't want to date anyone, boys have cooties, whatever.
But if you do and you need some date ideas, hit me up, I'll let you know.
Andrew has some great date ideas. But just in friendships and relationships with family and romantic relationships, we want to have purpose by treating people well is something that can be really easy, whatever relationship you're in. Honor them with your words, speak highly of them, encourage them. We want to make sure we're treating others like we want to be treated ourselves. That's applied to any relationship. And we want to really honor God in our relationships. So whether that's with friends, that's making sure that we are treating them well, respecting them, encouraging all of that. With family, with maybe your parents, that we're honoring them, that we're obeying them. With our siblings, that we're not annoying them and frustrating them all the time. And in romantic relationships, I think a really huge one that I think is kind of like the elephant in the room sometimes is how we treat our romantic partner in terms of our sexual relationship. And I know that as starting high school, you guys might be like, "Oh, sex, that's a scary word, or that's a weird word, or that's a..."
Are we doing the talk right now?
We're not doing the talk. We're not.
Yeah.
But I just want to encourage you guys that sex is made for marriage. It's like it's made for one person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, and that's meant to be a really special relationship. And now there's heaps of stuff that comes before sex. And just getting to know someone physically, which is really hard territory, kind of like not really sure, some grey areas of can I kiss them, can I touch them, whatever. But I want sometimes a good rule to follow is am I honoring God in the way that I'm spending time
Yeah.
with this person?
And not just God, but that person.
Am I honoring
right?
that person? So
Like, is this setting them up for the best?
totally. And the
Future.
thing that I
Yeah.
thought about when I was dating Andrew was, hey, if I actually break up with this guy, that means that I'm dating someone else's future husband. And so it's like, how can I treat Andrew with respect? If he's my partner, that's awesome. We're gonna be able to get married and be fully committed to each other. But if he wasn't my husband, he's gonna be someone else's husband in the future, and I want to make sure that I'm respecting them and him in their relationship. I don't know if that sounds a bit weird, but I hope that that's practical.
It's almost like you're renting someone, right? Until you make the purchase. All right, so.
But yeah, those are some encouragement. So just treat people well, honor them, respect them, love them.
Yeah.
And us as leaders, we're here to journey with you guys. We don't expect you to know exactly what you want in a dating relationship. We don't expect you to know how to perfectly treat your friends or to honor your parents all the time. But we want to say, hey, it's a journey. We want you to find purpose in your relationships, and we're here for you. We want to journey with you.
Yeah, definitely. And just on that, with all relationships, with our friends, with our romantic relationships, with our family, we make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes every day.
Totally.
I wish I was more perfect sometimes,
Me too.
but I'm not. And so I just want to say that we don't have to live with shame or guilt or regret about those relationships, because guess what? Today's a new day. We can choose to live differently in those relationships. We can choose to forgive those that have hurt us. We can choose to ask for forgiveness or apologize to someone that we've hurt. And so I encourage you, if you're wrestling with a relationship, maybe it's your family member, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a romantic relationship, and you're really feeling stuck or unsure about how to move forward, I encourage you to talk to your life group leader about that, or even us about it.
We're always up for a chat.
Because we'd love to support you in any way we can.
Yeah. So that's Hot Seat. I hope you guys have found some purpose in relationships, how to do that well. We're here for you. We want to journey with you guys. We'll see you in Zoom straight after this. We can't wait to chat a bit more.
Yeah.
See you then.